Hola, mijo. So today we're making...
Metal.
No, we're making pork chops with mashed potatoes and a peppercorn sauce. So, what you're gonna need is some pork chops. Then, for this sauce, you need some brandy or cognac, some beef broth, some Dijon mustard, some cream, some heavy cream, some black peppercorns, and some shallots. For mashed potatoes, you need potatoes and cream and some butter. Oh, and you also need some butter for the sauce. But yeah, the butter. So the first thing you do is get the potatoes ready, because these are really easy. You just take potatoes, put them in cold water, put them on, and just turn them on all the way in, and then just let them get to a boil. And then just put a big scoop of salt in it, like a good amount. Don't worry, because it's not going to be salty or anything. Okay, and then lid on so that it goes faster, and then just leave that. Now, for the steaks, you need a pan. Like this one, not a non-stick one. This is the good kind of pan, right? Because you want to make a fond, which is like the little cooked stuff that sticks to here. So then you can use that to make extra flavor. All right. So the first thing, you get your 2 pork chops, some salt on them, like that. Flip them over. These are kind of a weird shape. I don't know. The butcher was kind of trippy. All right. Basically, now what we do is get the pan nice and hot, okay, and get it hot first and then put the oil in so that the oil doesn't burn. So now we can prepare the shallots for the sauce. That's the only other thing I have to prepare. So take a shallot, cut off the ends, cut it in half, peel off the skin.
The shallot.
It's like a little baby onion. It's just not as strong as an onion. You can also use an onion if you want, but this is just nicer. Okay? And then just cut it like that. And then one time like that. And then just into little pieces. Okay. Like that. Done. So you use your knife to go like this, so you probably know how to cut onions. It's the same thing, like that. One more, like that. Then cut across. And then that's done. Now it's ready for your sauce. We set our pan to medium high, right? Once it's, let it sit there for a while so that it gets fully warmed through. Here, yes. And then, once it's hot, put a little bit of olive oil in. Okay? And then, take your cutlet.
The salt off.
And place it in. Take your other one, dry it off, salt it a bit again. And place it in, push it down so that everything's touching. And now you just turn it down a little bit, so like still medium high but not as high. And now take a towel, cut off the other side a little bit, salt on it so when you flip it, and just let those fry away. And you can already see here in the corners that we have some of that fond which we talked about, which is like what's going to give your sauce extra flavor. After it's been like 1 minute or something, just have a peek to see how it's sort of browning. You gotta want to let that go a little bit longer.
And now we're at a medium heat.
Let's have a peek again. Still not there yet. Okay, so now, once they look something like this, You can take them, flip it over, something like this, take it, and flip it over, press it down, make sure you got good contact everywhere. Turn it down a little bit, make sure all the fat's underneath there, and now wait again a couple minutes. And now your water's boiling, so now just let your potatoes boil at a rolling boil. So after a while, they should look also pretty fried on the other side. You can, just because the bone's kind of wide, I'm just gonna hit the top of it a bit. It's fine. Like this, just to cut the sides of it. Like that. Stack it up like that. Sorry about the camera angles this time. Of course, Aria has to go to a driving lesson, so I'm one hand cooking and one hand filming. Alright, so after these are like nice browned on each side, you can take them out because we're not trying to cook them here, we're just trying to get the good flavor. And now, with all this nice fond we have, we take the shallots that we have over here and we put them in. We make sure to scrape up all the bottom because that's where all the flavor is. Yeah, let me get a better angle for you guys. So this isn't very long, you just want to lightly sweat these. You can also turn the heat down a little now. Right, so you want to really scrape at the bottom to get all the fond. Right, and so once you see these are lightly sweated off, you can take your cognac and just pour a little bit in. And then make sure while it's in, you really scrape around, because this is where also you're able to get even more of that fond off the bottom. Okay. And now you just gotta let this reduce until it becomes kind of syrupy. So once it looks like this, where it's really reduced and all the alcohol's gone and stuff, we've let it cook off. We can take like half a teaspoon of mustard, maybe a bit more, depends how much you like it. So 2 halves like that, and just stir that in. Okay. And now we take our beef broth and we pour about like 200 mils in or something like that. And now we have to let this reduce again. So turn on the heat to like keep it at medium, maybe turn it up a little bit, let it reduce. So now we just wait a bit for this to start heating up again. And then every so often all you have to do is turn your potatoes a little bit so that you know they're cooking evenly. And the test is you take a fork and it should go in and out really easy. As you can see, they're still really hard right now, so these are going to take a while longer. So now you can see that the broth is lightly simmering. And now, yeah, you just keep waiting. Stir it every little bit. Just keep waiting until it reduces. And here, these are resting. They're almost fully cooked, so what we're going to do is later, once the sauce is done, once we put the cream in the sauce, we just have to put those in and let them finish in the sauce. So once we're looking like this, where it's pretty thick, right? We can turn down the heat a little. And then we're gonna take a couple knobs of butter that are cold and just whisk those in. Alright, this is gonna emulsify and make the sauce thicker. Now, if you want to, right, you can add a couple more knobs of butter and leave this as a pan sauce, right? So this is something you can do if you made steaks, for example, or something like that. We're gonna go all out and hit it with some cream, right? So take our cream, and pour in the cream, and then stir it up. You can put that back on the heat, bring it up to a low medium, right? And this is a stage where, hold on, some black peppercorns, and just sprinkle a couple of those in, like that. More or less depending on how peppery you want the sauce, but they're not gonna make the sauce that strong, so don't really worry about it too much. And then bring your sauce back up to a light simmer, like you see here. And this is gonna thicken it, and it's gonna help us finish cooking our pork chops in there. Take your pork chop and put it back in. Take your other pork chop, put it back in. And then take the sauce and pour that into. Give everything a quick stir. And now just keep this like medium low on this like sort of light simmer so that we can finish cooking the pork chop. And so after a while, you can see that the sauce also gets thicker from just everything being in here. And again, just keep it at a light simmer to finish them off. Okay, so once the potatoes are like this, right, where it's literally zero effort, you can take them and drain them. Put cold water on them, right? And then you can peel them, right? So just pour cold water on the outside, and they should be easy to peel, right? You don't have to peel them. You can if you want to, right? It just depends what kind of potatoes you want. So you might not have this. You probably don't have this. Right?
But you can also use a
This
fork.
is called a potato ricer. So you put the potato in here, put the lid on it, and then you go like that. Okay.
Yummy.
And it makes this one's. Oh, whoops. And so then your potatoes end up like this. If not, you're just gonna have to do it manually by hand with a fork. Once you've riced all your potatoes, alright, like this, and mashed, what you have to do is some more cream. Pour some cream in. Now, it actually takes a lot of cream to make them nice and creamy. And you're also going to want to add some butter. Put some butter in, and now we just mix. I'm going to have to mix with one hand, so I'll be back with you in a second. Alright, so now we're looking like this, but it's pretty creamy, but if you want to be more healthy, leave it like this. If you want to have a bit more of an indulgent mashed potato, add some more cream and some more butter. So we're going to pour in a bit more cream, like that. And we're going to add a couple knobs of butter, that. And now we're going to mix again. So this is where we're after that. Pretty creamy. I'm going to leave it like this. This is how I like my mashed potatoes. Now the most important part of mashed potatoes is this, salt and pepper. So basically just grind a bunch of pepper in. Now I'm going to grind a bunch of salt in. And whoops. Just one-handed boy. Yeah, basically, or here, you know what? So I just tasted. Definitely needs more salt. Some more black pepper. Now stir again. Alright, so I've stirred. I'm gonna taste. That's salty enough. Now we're done. So now to plate it, you can use a spoon. Potatoes. A spoon. Make this into a nice little, whoops, there we go. And go, let me get a good angle. Like that. Take it. like so. Spoon. And just spoon on your peppercorn sauce. A little bit in there. And done. Beautiful. Wow. So because Rosaria left, it just means I have to taste it by myself. Taste some mashed potato first. Get some of the sauce on it. Very good. Now, if you like peppercorns, eat them. They're a little pop of pepper. If not, just move them to the side while you're eating them. Let's try a bit of the pork chop. So you can see it's cooked through. And it's better if you get even pork chops because then they'll cook more evenly and you won't have like drier bits or less dry bits. Now let's give it a taste. Wow, am I cooking so good? That was how you make pork chops with peppercorn sauce and mashed potatoes. Join us next time when we'll be cooking